Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, live on WBON-TV Channel 9 and on radio at V99.3, Sports Radio 103.5 and Y92.5. Support your favorite local teams and enjoy the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, the law offices of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Aero Auto Glass. Now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. No Samantha Burford tonight. We are joined by a special co-host, Gabe Fletcher, EKU defensive lineman. He killed it so good last week. We decided to bring him on to fill in for Samantha while she's on her 13th vacation of the year. Still half a year to go, too. So we'll see how many she can get up to, Gabe. But appreciate you coming over, man. We had a good time last week talking to you. And you've got a show called Gabbing with Gabe. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that a little bit and where folks can find that before we interview some of your teammates here today.
Gabbing with Gabe is it's an internship with EKU Sports Media, and it's on Instagram. You can find it on their page, or you can find it under my tag page at Gabe Fletcher 99. I go to different sports and just try to show their personality, try to bring out the bright side on every team.
Well, good deal.
So somebody can throw NIL.
So like a podcast type thing, right?
More like TikTok, Reels,
okay,
Instagram
I got you. It's like a
Reels.
little short interview type thing. I got you. Okay,
Yeah,
well, good
fast.
deal. Have you had any of these guys on yet?
Actually, I had Liam.
You had Liam. Okay, so we got Anthony Johns, Antonio Gaines, and Liam Coppinger. I knew I was going to say it wrong. Liam Coppinger here with us today. We're going to start with Antonio, and you're redshirt junior from South Carolina, transferred in from Charlotte. Let's talk a little bit about being from South Carolina, and I think the biggest difference there's got to be the weather, right? Yeah. I mean, you got a little warm weather up at the beach area there, and you come to Richmond, it's warm, at 5 o'clock, and then it's cold at 7 o'clock. So what's it been like for you kind of getting used to the weather here in RKY and playing for EKU?
I definitely had to get used to the long winters, I'm seen snow probably like 3 times in my life in South Carolina, so dealing with all the snow up here and stuff, it was definitely an adjustment. Like I say it all the time, I'm first fat anemic. Like I can't do the cold at all. Like it's just not me. But other than that, it's been pretty solid. It's just standard on again, off again weather.
You and Antonio got a little bit of a relationship. You guys play some NCAA, right?
No, he's not as good as me. NCAA.
Gabe couldn't see me in the game.
Oh, my gosh. I was going to ask you, do you go to Lake Reba and pretend it's a beach like South Carolina?
Not at all. It's nothing like South Carolina, but I do go to Lake Reba every now and then, It's near water, so it's nice, not too bad.
Last week when we were talking to the defensive line guys, they talked about, the competition and between you guys and Gabe was telling me earlier you'll have like a little truck competition thing where you guys put. So talk about that and how right now where you're not in like full-fledged practice mode, how doing things like that kind of just brings their energy level and kind of brings some camaraderie to you guys and what you guys do to kind of keep that going yourselves.
First off, I just want to say O-line has been killing the D-line in the truck pushes, But it's good to see, like we're finding anything to be competitive about. It's even something as simple as truck pushes, like it's hard to be competitive when everybody's tired running a truck up a hill, but we're still finding ways to be competitive with it, still finding ways to find competition with anything we do, even we have different lift groups right now, things like that. We're still coming to each other lift groups, talking our little smack, just making sure things stay fun, stay loose, you feel me, and making sure everybody knows that at the end of the day we are a team, we're trying to see everybody get better,
And last week you guys talked about the weightlifting groups and how you can kind of go out of your comfort zone and maybe sit with somebody else at lunch or maybe work out with somebody else, just kind of get to know them and help them feel comfortable, right?
Yes, sir.
So talk about that. With position groups, are you working out with somebody else, or do you kind of stick to your own groups?
Right now, like the way we lift, usually when we lifted, we used to do based off of position. So bigs would be together, mids would be together, skill would be together. But now it's kind of like all position. So it's good to be with our, our receivers and running backs, quarterbacks, because usually we don't really see those guys until it's time to everybody get together. So it's definitely cool seeing them, we on the field where we're all running together and things like that. It's fun, it's competition out there. Also, like we get to integrate with each other and just build off each other's energy,
Speaking of that, who is the fastest O-lineman out there?
Oh, me, of course.
You've off rip? No rebuttal?
Easily.
Okay.
They agree with him too. They're not going to agree with him. Yeah. So
what's the top speed you put up?
Today with our striders, I ran 16.8. So
wow.
Ready to see what our sprint speed is.
Watch him around school zones, huh?
Let's pass it over to Liam. Liam, you're from Washington. the state of Washington, right?
Yeah.
That's a long haul to get to Richmond, Kentucky, man. So talk about that and what it's been like last year. You got 8 starts during your time at EKU. Offense was clicking last year, especially the running game. So talk about, first of all, let's start with coming from Washington to Kentucky and what the differences there is like.
Weather, for sure. I mean, obviously, there's Southern hospitality down here. But
Oh, yeah.
The weather's the biggest thing. I mean, I'm from a cold, dry climate. They said it was going to be crazy. My first week here was -3, and then 2 weeks later, it was back up to 70.
That sounds about right.
And then, these summers, they're humid and hot.
Yeah.
That was the biggest change for me. Like, coming from Idaho, yeah, it's hot, but it's not humid, and that's just the biggest difference.
Do you get to go back home at all during the season? It seemed like it'd be tough, but do you get to go back home at all, or did your family able to come back, maybe watch you play some, or do they get to come out during the summertime?
No, my
at all?
family's super supportive, so they'll usually come out for like a game or so, especially when we go to like Utah and stuff, because that's not too far of a flight. But I go back about once or twice a year. It's about a 5-hour flight and then 2-hour drive from the airport.
Man, it's a good haul. It's a good trip.
With Washington being a border state to Canada, how often you go over there?
Quite a bit, actually. When I'm home, I'm like 5-6 minutes from the border, so we kind of go up there. Do you want to go to a restaurant, go buy food, just go shop, especially because things are kind of cheaper up there with the exchange rate. Just kind of get to go up there for fun.
How often? How long of a trip is it from your home to Canada?
Yeah, probably about 6-7 minutes.
Oh my god!
So you're walking distance
out the door.
My high school is like a stone throw away from the border. I mean, middle of cow pasture, nowhere, and then you get to go to this big city about 5 minutes away.
So you said cow pasture. So is there a lot of farmland there?
We're big into raspberries. Actually, that's our big.
Raspberries.
Wow. Okay.
So do you turn your raspberry into wine by squishing on it, or that's just only grapes?
I mean, you can do it with fruit, I guess. I mean, we do like currants more, but like raspberries, like for jam and like just sell it and eat them.
All right, Anthony, let's talk to you a little bit too. So, redshirt junior from LCA, so you're a local guy, played over in Lexington, from Winchester, played in 9 games last year, and you were an all-state O-lineman, KSR 2021 there. So talk about, playing locally and then choosing to now be at Eastern, and kind of what that transition's been like from you growing up here in Central Kentucky and now playing for Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, local kid right down Winchester. Love it, Winchester with all my heart. Proud to be, L8. L8's our go-to drink down there. Playing locally, I get to see a lot of familiar faces on the way, and I really get to see different lifestyles of, people are from the mountains here. People are from Louisville and Lexington. It's just there's so many different lifestyles here in Kentucky, and going against each team at LCA, we played everybody.
Yeah.
So we would play inner city teams like Fairdale up in Louisville. We would also play teams like Pikeville, Belfry, the mountain teams. So it was a cool experience getting to play against those different teams and like people that just have different lifestyles all across, and always end up being good friends with him, with players on each team. And, finally, making it to this level, being just a kid from Winchester, it's really a blessing in my life, I will say. And, I live 20 minutes right down, my home is 20 minutes away from here, and my family is always near me. So it's great.
Is there sorry, Gabe, but is there anybody that you played against in high school that you're on the same team with now? Do you guys talk about, the glory days of, back in the day in high school playing?
Well, a lot of teammates. Brady Hensley, of course.
Yep.
I played with him, and, it's kind of cool seeing him come back and playing with me. Played against, though, I'm not really sure, but it's just fun. It's just fun. Oh, Ty Bryant on UK.
Okay. Yeah.
So shout out again to him. So we played against him like 2 years ago, and that was really cool. See him on the field because we played 8U ball with Coach Marty Moore. If you know, yes. So it's great. It's great. Seeing that we all accomplished going to this level, and we always talked about achieving this level. And we're just all seeing each other succeed in life. So that's great.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, have you ever played against Frederick Douglass?
Yes.
Did y'all win or lose against them?
We got manhandled.
That's a different animal, though. That's a different animal.
That team,
especially in that 2021, 2020.
Yes.
That's when they were like peak Frederick Douglass.
We played them during COVID. So crazy story. We had no game that week that we were up against playing them, and we had maybe 3 days to prepare for that team, and they had like maybe 4 guys on that team that went to UK alone.
Yeah.
You know, that's not counting all the other D1 athletes on that team. So that was a fun experience. They had this we had like 6 turnovers that game.
Sheesh.
And they would play this one Kendrick Lamar song called Damn every turnover. So you would just hear that song playing all over and over again. It was so annoying.
Well, now you grew up in Winchester, so you've got to be familiar with Richmond a little bit. So, you know, what have you guys been able to do? And all you guys can kind of answer this question to kind of get some maybe the newer faces or maybe some of the younger offensive linemen that are coming up through the system now to kind of make them get more comfortable with the area, whether that be, you know, taking them out to Lake Reba or going out to the movies or something and seeing Gabe work, you know, over there at Cinemar.
Yeah.
What do you guys – is there something that you guys like to do to kind of, you know, get some of these younger guys involved and make them feel like they're at home?
Short and simple. We go eat.
Okay, yeah.
We go out and go eat, and, you know, occasionally we go bowling sometimes. And with our group, I feel like we just have a lot of conversations that spark up, you know, memories that you look back on, you know, 2 to 3 years now. Because whenever I came here as a freshman, I was nonverbal almost, and all the older guys would just come up to me and strike a conversation, you know, and then they got me kind of out of my shell. So all we've just been doing is just having life conversations, and we just really just talk and eat. That's how we do.
Go eat was the most O-lineman answer I ever heard.
Dude, yeah, we got to do it every Thursday before games and season. We'll go out as an O-lineman, new restaurant every week. If you win, you go to the same restaurant. If you lose, you go to a new one.
Change it up, yeah, that's not
and
bad.
luckily, when we went on a winning streak, we went to Don Senor.
Oh, yeah.
Big place for us. Love going there. And then also just like debates, like cold takes, hot takes,
Well,
sports
sports,
takes. Yeah, no, everything. Like, just like it'll start with 1 or 2 people, and then everybody kind of just joins in, gets very active.
Those are fun too. Like, you know, you got the LeBron Jordan debate,
Yes,
or you know, to me, I'm a big Tom Brady Patriots fan, so you know who's the GOAT there. But
Yes, I would say one teammate in particular starts all the debates. Mr. Isaiah Bunn.
you know it too.
I knew it.
Yes, he will have a debate, and it'll be going on for at least 2 hours. Some go, you know, day to day, and it's just, it's fun. It's fun.
Antonio, you got like a place that you like to go here in Richmond, or I mean, like you know, just whether last we talked about Jigwater or some of the other places around town that are kind of like hidden gems. But is there one that you found that you really like yourself?
I mean, it's not too many. I'm still trying to find other places around. Like, you know, of course, I've been to Smitty's a couple times. It's a really good spot.
Yeah, the barbecue place.
It's a Mexican spot around. I can never remember what it's called.
Nuevo. There's a bunch.
I think it's Taco
LPI.
Yeah, that spot's
okay.
really good. I like going
yeah.
around there. Yeah. So there's a lot of small spots that's around here that's I don't have back at the crib that are pretty nice to be around.
And I mean, I think we didn't talk about that last week, but there's a lot of like local restaurants. I mean, you got your bigger chains, but I think that's kind of what makes Richmond special. There's a good option on every corner, essentially. You got maybe some of the bigger names like a McDonald's or a Wendy's, but you've got these local places. I'm a huge fan of Gillum's.
Okay.
But there's places like, you know, pizza or burgers, whatever you want. There's something for everybody, and there's a lot of different options to choose from. But you guys talked about, you know, last week, what you like to do in when you're not on the field, when you're not doing football things. Talked about playing NCAA. Is there anything that you guys like to do in your spare time, whether it be with teammates or by yourself, to kind of just pass the time by?
Me personally, I like going fishing, things like that. You know, being out in nature. I try to go on trails every now and then with my girlfriend. I'll go see like a sunset or something like that. You know, just try to be out in nature because like growing up, that's a lot of things. That's a lot of what I did with my cousins and stuff like that. You know, we were always by a creek or always somewhere outside. You feel me? So it kind of brings me back to home. And then also, like they said, we go bowling every now and then. You know, that'll be a good thing to do with the team, but that's really the main thing.
Have you been to the Place Ferry Overlook yet? Okay, that's a great place to watch the sunset. Have you been there yet?
I don't know.
So you go out like Old Richmond Road area, like out past where
Proud Mary's.
Yeah, Proud Mary's is at. You go up the hill there. You gotta take your girlfriend out there. She'll like it. She'll appreciate it. Yeah,
most definitely.
But you guys, anything else? Tell me you like to do in your spare time. And you talk about fishing, anything like that. You got a hobby that you really enjoy, golfing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, being so far away from home, I love to golf, but I wasn't able to get my set here, so I'll sometimes, you know, borrow other people's and go hit like the par 3 course around here.
Yeah.
And then recently, some of the O linemen go fishing, just kind of around the ponds and stuff, and like that's been really fun.
Where y'all go fishing at mostly?
Behind Stratton is low key.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, give your spot away, though.
Yeah.
Give your secret away.
Yeah. No, yeah, you get some bass and stuff like that. No, that's been really fun. And then going to, like, Lake Reba, they got some trails around there. I love going hiking around there with my girlfriend and stuff like that.
Anthony, you got like a place to just singled out that you like to go to? I mean, you're close to home. You go back to Winchester and find something.
I mean, I have a place near Douglas that you would just like throw your hook in and 30 seconds of fish appears.
Really?
But I don't want to give it away. Though.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's my place. But other pastimes. Oh yeah, I am gatekeeping. Yes. Nobody will touch that pond except me. But I'm a movie critic. I will say I like going to the movie theaters. Recently, I just watched Sinners. Very good movie, and I just love watching movies. I love wrestling, like we were talking before the show.
Who's your favorite of all time? Have you got like
John Cena.
John Cena.
Yes.
Did he just get attacked by R-Truth the other day?
Yes, he did.
He did. Yeah, he was dropping the wrestling knowledge.
Yes,
man.
that's something I grew up watching, and maybe one day I try it out after football, but we'll see.
We've had a local wrestler. There's a couple of different like local wrestling organizations around the area. We've had one on a couple of weeks, or maybe about a month or so. We've been a couple of times just talking about the things that they do. So whenever you're ready, let me know and I'll get you in touch with him. He could use a bodyguard, maybe something like that.
There's a Netflix show called Wrestlers, and it's over OVW.
Okay,
so very cool promotion. That would probably be the promotion that I would want to go to first.
Well, let's step aside for our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with the EKU offensive lineman. I mean, the season, the summertime goes by so fast. So we'll step aside. We'll be right back. We'll continue our conversation with them. Don't go anywhere, folks. Lots more coming up on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service in a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
We're back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Michael Watkins, Gabe Fletcher, our special co-host for tonight. And we're interviewing some of Gabe's teammates with the EKU offensive linemen here, Liam Copinger, Anthony Johns, and Antonio Gaines. Did I say it wrong again?
Yeah, you said it wrong again. It's Coppinger.
Coppinger. Oh, okay. Well, the third time's the charm. I'll get it right eventually. But so we're hanging out with these guys, talking some EKU football and kind of what they like to do in the off time. And, we were talking about the season will be here before you know it. And, we talked about the training and everything that you guys do, the competitions between you and the defensive line. But one thing they try to do is get that team bonding. And right now it's a little bit harder where you're not in class or not on campus a ton. But talk about maybe what you guys do as far as getting your teammates out. I know these guys, they do a lot of different things with the defensive line, but to try to get you guys going and some of the younger guys, what you can do to kind of make them feel like they're, more confident or maybe not as timid as you talked about like you were when you were younger.
Yeah, no, I mean, even though we're not in season or in school, I mean, we still spend a lot of time together. I mean, we're together with each other for like 5-6 hours a day still. And like
probably plus more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, the offense, we'll do like a barbecue at least once a summer. Last year we did it at the park, and it kind of just brings everybody together, play a little basketball, grill up burgers, and kind of just like,
yeah. He's a good athlete too. But
I mean, it's got to go to one wide receiver, obviously. I mean,
or D lineman. Like we're athletic too. Like we're like the most athletic besides
besides the wide receivers.
Yeah.
It's clamps. Anytime a D lineman picks up a basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'd say Jay West. I mean, watching him is pretty impressive.
There's some highlight reels. We've got some highlight reels of Jaden back in the day when he played.
Or Frank Lee.
Frank Lee.
Okay. Oh, he actually played.
D1 he played college basketball before he came.
Really?
To football. So yeah.
Well, we've got him coming on the show next week, so it'll be kind of cool to talk to him about that. But you got a quick?
Yeah, I got a question. With the leaders like Peyton Collins and Vincent Mullen leaving, who's the leader stepping up, and how do you guys like keep each other accountable?
I think there's a few. Me, Tone, Bun, kind of just stepping up, trying to show the younger guys and like holding each other accountable. Like Bun will hold me accountable. I'll hold Tone accountable. Like making sure we're pushing each other and the younger guys like every day, making sure we're getting better 1%. Not looking for huge jumps, but as long as you're consistently getting better, you'll be the best that there is come season. And, just stuff like that.
Antonio, when you look at, the offensive line room, you've talked about, Josiah, who was, playing for the Saints, now got drafted, Peyton and Vincent, who are playing now in the UFL, I believe. And you've got, or maybe Canadian football, whichever one it is. This room has been very talented over the last few years. And I think other than the running back room, maybe the deepest room that Coach Wells has had over the last few years. So you talked about with those absences, what maybe were you able to learn from those guys? And I know maybe you weren't here when Josiah was here, but what were you able to learn from those guys last year to kind of get you ready to take that next step this season?
Honestly, just what it means to work, you look at Peyton Collins, no matter how he was feeling, you feel me, broken toe, whatever was going on with him, you feel me, like, he's always going to work. Like, he always wants to be out there. He doesn't want to take no days off. You got your guys like VT, he be taped up from head to toe, and he's still saying, put me in, like, they have a different mindset, It is no, oh, I'm hurt, I'm tired, or, like, it's always something to do. It's no matter what, there's no such thing as being too good, So I definitely think that mindset kind of helped me change my mindset in a sense, like being a younger guy, like I was very reserved. I was immature, but seeing those guys work, seeing those guys how and where it got them, it kind of made me grow in a sense.
What makes the EKU offensive line room so special then?
I say our bond. I feel like compared to where I've been before, like the bond that we have is really tight. Like everybody has their own personality, everybody has their own background, but we can all get together and it'll always be laughs. It'll always be some type of joke going on, some type of debate going on. Like we've really gelled together, and even the new guys that just came in, like they fit in right where they're supposed to be. Like the bond is great in there.
When you look at your team and last year, the success that you guys had, especially at home, and they had that long winning streak to kind of close out the year. What can you do to get off to a better start? Because that was kind of what held you guys back last year. Lose those first two games, and I know you're playing against Western, and I think the other school was Mississippi State. Yeah,
that's not an excuse.
But what can you guys do this year to get off to a better start and to maybe still have the success at home, but get off to a better start and play better on the road?
I think we have two main things that we can do. One is knowing who we are. Like we can't let situations be bigger than what they are. We got to know who we are, know what we've worked towards, know what we have in our hand. Like I feel like as long as we prepare, we need to prepare. We have the confidence that we need to go in. It's nobody that should be able to stop us. Nobody that can beat us. You feel me? And also, I feel like our mentality. Like one thing that Coach Wells and our offensive coaches talk about a lot is our mental toughness. Like as long as we got to build our mental toughness. We know we can do it on the field. We know we can live. We know we can run. Like we know we have athletes on our team. We just got to make sure that we're building our mental toughness every day.
Now, last week, you guys talked about the word dominate. That was kind of the word. Last year, it was finish. This year, kind of the word's been thrown around as dominate. So, Liam, we'll ask you and Anthony about this. and you guys, especially defense, offensive linemen, you all in the trenches. I mean, and for somebody that sits up top at RKS, they're not really going to understand how hard and how often you guys are hitting bodies down there on the field. So that word dominate, I think it especially applies to you guys up front, setting the tone. And what can you do now to kind of make sure that when the season rolls around, you're doing that, you are dominating whenever that time comes?
Yeah, I mean, what a lot of people don't understand about the trenches is it's truly a fight every day.
Man,
every
it
snap.
is.
And like, you can win your rep, but you can't always dominate your rep.
Yeah.
And so we practice just dominating. It's not just about winning it, but also just taking a man and doing whatever you want with him and making sure he can't do anything back. Pause. But like, you know, it's about more than just winning your reps. It's about just pure domination.
Yeah, Anthony, I mean, you talked about that a little bit, and that word, and how you can maybe stay more consistent with it and kind of make sure you guys are winning the trenches.
Yeah. Being consistent is always vital when you're playing this game because, you know, one day you're all high and mighty and the other day you're just being a bug, being stepped on constantly. And I would say consistency starts with, you know, knowing the playbook. I mean, we got to know all the fundamentals. We got to know all the calls. We got to be, you know, 10 toes down on everything that we do in this program. And if you do all those little things great, then, you know, domination will follow. And I would say with those bigger teams that we play at the beginning of the season, we never are consistent enough.
Yeah.
So we're never inconsistent in all phases, you know, toughness, pride, passion. We're just not hitting all those fundamentals down, and we're not hitting our core values as a program. And once we establish those core values and we establish, you know, who we are, you know, as an offense and as a defense, as, you know, special teams, then we can truly dominate, you know, those bigger teams and put up a fight. You know, at the end of the day, everybody loves a winner.
Yeah.
And, you know, in order to be a winner, you got to dominate first.
Anthony Johns, as you've been here for a couple of years, you've been on the scout team, and now you are here competing for a starting spot. How does it feel, and what can you say to a younger guy that's in the same shoes that you was in once?
Patience. Patience is it's something in, you know, in our position, you have guys that play for 4 to 5 years and only get to start, you know, 1 or 2 seasons. You know, John Stone was a big part of my patience. You know, I saw what he went through and, you know, his journey, you know, to get that first start, that first series against who did we play for? I forgot, but it took him, you know, 3 years just to get him, you know, going for that starting spot. And he's been a big mentor for me. And I feel like I want to give that, you know, to the younger guys like Joe Slarman.
Yeah.
Like, what great kid.
He played a Catholic, right?
Yes, he played a
little rivalry for you, but
yeah. I mean, I loved his father.
Yeah.
I loved his father. You know, growing up, I went to Champions down in Nicholasville and always saw his father, and he would give me tips. And, you know, I see all the great, you know, character traits of him, you know, through his son, of course. And, you know, to have that bond, again, you know, at the college level is something special. And, you know, I can, you know, mentor him now.
He's, what, 2 years behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's just a, you know, a connection with offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody's facing the same battle. It's just whether are you going to overcome that fear of, you know, you're going to fade away from that battle, or you're going to, you know, conquer and, you know, dominate.
Well, I think it's special, too, because in this day and age in college sports, when you can just pack your bags and leave and try somewhere else, to stay and put in the work to earn that position, I think that says a lot about you guys. And Gabe, you can kind of touch on that a little bit, too, because when you've got a bond with somebody, or you've got the loyalty, and obviously, you know, you want to get what's yours, but to stay and put the work in and earn that spot whenever the time comes, I think that makes it even more special.
It really do. It makes it more special because, like, you made a commitment to the I made a commitment to Coach Wells that I'm gonna get him a ring. So I'm still working on that, but you made a commitment, you stuck to it. You didn't just quit on what you had set in mind, and it's a great feeling. But I have a question for you offensive linemen. I play defensive line, as you guys know, and I think it's the hardest position. But as you guys, you do a lot of pain and don't get too much glory. You do a lot of things, because I try to look up your stats. You do have no stats besides Liam was 1 tackle. You do all this stuff.
2 tackles. Give it right to him.
Oh, his 2 tackles. I guess 2 tackles. But you guys go through all this pain and don't get no stats and no glory. What is the hardest thing about playing O-line? And then after that, can you tell me something you enjoy about it?
I would say the hardest thing for me is the mental battle. Going in there and, knowing all the play calls and knowing all of that, and also snapping a ball, one bad snap, you're ending up on the sideline, getting your head chewed off, of course, but, you just got to overcome that fear. One thing I love the most about being an offensive lineman is probably having that bond, because there's no other bond in this world that can, beat being an offensive lineman. I mean, it's 5 guys wanting to achieve one goal. And you're always, tight with your brothers. I can crack around, crack a joke with Tone, Liam, and, just overall just be a team player, because that's what offensive lineman is just being a team player.
The hardest part about being an offensive lineman is, it's not the glory for when we're doing good. It's you're viewed more as the problem when things are going bad.
Yeah.
Even it's like that saying, you only notice the AC when the AC ain't working. And
It's true.
But I mean, at that point, you just got to realize you're part of a team, and you'll do whatever it takes to make sure everybody else around you is successful. And I'd say the best part of it is that camaraderie and being able to look at the guy next to you and know that he's got your back all day long.
Similar to what Copy said, it's always your fault, no matter what. If the play goes bad, you could have held the block for 8 seconds, but if that quarterback is touched or the quarterback hit the ball off, regardless, it's your fault, But at the same time, I love the fact that all the little guys love us, our receivers, our running backs, and Qs, they really do love us. Whenever we come around, they ready to crack a joke, It's like a big brother, little brother relationship in a sense. When you get in the end zone, you ready to lift them boys up. It's really touching to see,
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys coming over. We got Liam Coppinger.
Oh, you said it.
I said I was going to get it right.
Oh.
I've been practicing. All right. Anthony Johns, Antonio Gaines, 3 of the offensive linemen. And you can support these guys. Get your tickets now for EKU football. It's literally right around the corner. Take your vacation now and get ready for some EKU football in late August, early September. The Colonels, undefeated at home last year. The atmosphere at RKS was popping for many games, but it can always get better. So be sure to get out there and support these guys. Appreciate you coming over with me today, too, my man. You'll be back next week, right?
Yes,
Interview
sir,
some of your other team. You're on the same side of the ball with you next week.
Yes,
so.
with the linebackers, right?
Yeah, so we'll be back next week with you. Samantha will be
linebackers.
back here in a couple of weeks, so we'll get her back on then. But appreciate Gabe Fletcher and these guys for doing their thing with us tonight.
Oh, one more thing. Oh, we already hit the commercial. Oh,
you're good.
If you guys want to hit me up with an NIL deal, my
There
name
you
is
go.
Gabe Fletcher.
Any of
and
these
my
guys.
Instagram is Gabe Fletcher 99.
There you go. If you've got a business or anything and you'd like to work with these guys in the NIL, be sure to reach out to them. And you can also talk to the Maroon Fund about setting that up as well. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. It's summertime, but it's never true. You talk about some basketball as well. We've got one of the local new head coaches in the area. We'll talk to him when we come back, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service in a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Welcome back into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Michael Watkins here with you on a Monday night. Weather's playing good right now. There was a little rain in the area earlier today, but we're kind of getting toward the evening hours now, and the rain has kind of come and gone. We got Gwan, new head coach over at Madison Southern with the girls basketball program. And Coach, congratulations on the new job. And when you look at this team, I feel like last year there was a lot of question marks about this team because of injuries. And, Coach Curtis stepping down right before the season, Coach Miller, who had been around for a while, taking over as the interim coach there. But now you stepping in. First of all, talk about the position and what you are excited about most with coaching this team.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I had no idea that that a TV station and the Facebook Live Facebook stream was helping not only Eastern Kentucky University, but all the local high schools here in the area. That's kind of like a great blessing, not only get the student athletes an opportunity to get out there locally, but also nationwide.
Exactly,
A couple clicks.
And that's what we're here for, man.
We're here for a couple clicks, and you can be, all the way in London or in Africa or wherever the case may be. But it's been a great opportunity so far. I got an opportunity to meet all the girls. We've been having a couple practices, and we also played a couple games.
Summer games, yeah.
No one's keeping count, but we're actually 2-2 this summer.
Okay, there you go.
Without very much practice, and as you can see, I have my little cheat sheet here.
That's all right.
I'll talk about a couple of the girls this evening, but it's a great opportunity, a great blessing to be able to inherit not only a great group of young ladies, but also the support that has been there so far.
When you look at this team, I feel like you talked about last year, the injuries, the question marks and things, but they're also very young. Now you've got some experience, and that's one thing about a young team is they gain that experience.
Absolutely.
You've got these freshman girls who had some playing time as eighth graders. Now they're moving up to a sophomore year, got some postseason experience under their belt. So what do you think makes this job special, and then what do you think makes this team special that you got here?
First of all, we have some good senior leaders.
Yep.
One of the things that I looked at before I took the job was the leadership. We have a Hadley French, we got a Bailey Sparks, we got a Maria Himes and Lacey Sadler. All four of those young ladies have played varsity and played a lot of minutes the last few years. I know that Hadley's coming off of a significant injury.
Yeah.
She came back, and she probably came back a little too early. But one of the things that I liked about her is her competitiveness.
Oh, she's got it.
She's ready. She's ready to come back. And, some people don't even come back from that injury at all. We know that normally that's a year injury. But the young group is really exciting. We have probably about 8 to 10 young ladies that are probably going to play. And the best thing about a freshman is they become a sophomore.
Okay.
So they have the experience. They have the opportunity to be able to learn each and every day. And the main goal for us this summer is to just stack days. We got probably about another 10 or 11 days together before the dead period, and then I won't see them again, or we won't do anything again until after school starts. So it's important that we use this time wisely. We're, playing some games, and we'll be actually playing some games this week. We have a few games next week, and then we'll shut it down for the summer.
When you talk about that, like not being able to be with them for an extended period of time right now, how hard is it when you're a new coach and you've got, the good thing is these girls have been playing together for a while, but how hard is it on your end to kind of get that chemistry and for them to understand what you want from them and vice versa?
As of right now, we've really, gained some strides.
Okay.
We made up some ground. Thank you. I really appreciate the last coaching staff. They had the schedule in place. Like, we didn't have to run and try to find games, practice time. Everything was pretty much set for us for the summer. So Coach Miller did an excellent job. And if you know anything about Coach Miller, I've known him, wow.
He's old school, too.
Like over 40-something years.
Oh, wow, okay.
I've known him for a while, ever since my high school playing days, when he was an assistant with Coach Bobby Washington at Bryan Station High School, when I was at Paris High School. So I've known him for a while, and I know he is organized, and he did a really good job last year with the girls. And sometimes when you are an older coach, it's hard to relate with the younger groups. Fortunate for me, I have some teenage daughters. Getting there. So they were able to help me along the way, and being able to just help bridge the gap. But I think right now we're in a stage right now of them trusting me, and I have to trust them.
Yep.
But the main thing is we're going to have fun this summer. We're going to have fun and, get ready for that grind, which is, to hopefully be playing in March.
When you look at the team and your coaching staff, who can we, I guess, expect to see on the bench with you this upcoming season?
Well, we still in the process of making sure everything is there and everybody's going to be committed. We have a few people that's lined out that's been helping, but I'm going to wait to announce that. But I want them to understand, and everybody to understand, that we're all going to be on the same page, and everybody's going to have their jobs and duties, whether it's during practice, whether it's on the bench during games, or whether it's scouting. We all have to work together, and we all have to be in a position where we can make and put the best product on the floor, and also for our girls to be successful.
And when you look at this roster, you got Hadley French and Lacey Sandlin. Those are two staples that I think people around this area are going, we've been covering them since they were in middle school. I'll never forget the first time I watched these two girls play. I think they were at Foley, and they were playing against Ferristown. It was like an 8th grade night, and I'm like, oh, we got something here. We got something here. And those girls, obviously they've kind of kept it going during their high school career as well. But when you look at this roster, the youth and the athleticism, there's shooting, there's defense. There's a little bit of everything with this team, and I think that's kind of what makes it special.
Yeah. I've asked them this summer to just relax and play. I know that a lot of pressure has been put on them by being seniors.
Yeah.
But, hey, they got to relax and just play, and there's going to be some nights that the ball's going to go into the Atlantic Ocean, and some nights it's going to feel like it's a toilet bowl.
Okay, yeah. That's
it's just the way it goes.
My experience, it was always a toilet bowl. So.
But we got a great group of girls, and we're off to a great start. So we're looking to just continue to have fun, and we're not even running any plays this summer. We're
just letting them play.
Just learning how to play basketball.
Yeah. When you talk about your style as a coach, so fans that are seeing this, if they're Madison Southern fans or just local sports fans in general, what can they expect? What brand of basketball or what style can they expect from you and the girls this year?
Oh, we're going to guard people.
Okay, there you go.
We're going to guard people. Everybody from the high school to the middle school to the feeder schools, we're going to guard people. One of the things that we're going to do is pick up. We're going to pick up man-to-man full court. We're going to press a little bit. We're going to play any type of style that we're going to need to play in order to win. We'll be prepared for each and every game that we go into.
Now, when you look at this region, we know that Douglas brings back a lot, but some of these other schools, Madison Central in your district lost a lot. They still got some young players coming up too, but when you look at the region as a whole, I feel like it's wide open. And when you've got an experienced team like you have, although there's some young girls, but they've got experience now, I think that makes it even more exciting, especially as a fan, because there is an opportunity there for this season to be very special.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about everybody else. I'm worried about what we do, how we do, and how we're going to continue to just stack days, how we put days together, how we put weeks together, how we put a month together. It's very important that we just come to work every single day, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, whatever the case may be, that we're looking to get better each and every day. And we're going to have that, flexibility to where we have 4 seniors and one junior, and everybody else, depending on how they're playing, can play their way into varsity or play their way into JV.
Yeah.
So we can move them back and forth. There's nothing set in stone.
Yeah.
But they're going to get an opportunity not only to succeed, but also get a chance to play free. That's one of the things that I am as a coach. I want my kids to play free. I want them not worried about making mistakes, because there's only maybe one person to ever play the game and not make a mistake, and that's missing a shot. I think it was Bill Walton who went 20 for 20. that I can
when you're
remember.
That tall, though, the rim's right there, you just drop it
that
in.
I can remember. So we're going to make some shots. We're going to miss some shots, but our defense, our rebounding, our intensity, our toughness, and our intelligence, those are the things that we're going to be looking to build on, and those are the things that are going to travel.
Before we let you go, let's talk about your history and kind of, your background in the game and kind of what led you to Madison Southern.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm from Paris, Kentucky. I was a 92 graduate there. I went to Norfolk State, Norfolk, Virginia, and then my parents got sick at the same time. So I ended up coming back and graduating and finished my college career at Kentucky State. I've been a head coach for over 25 years. I've coached AAU, I've coached middle school, coached high school, coached college. I was even here at Berea College for a couple of years with Coach Terrence Brook.
Okay,
and he gave me an opportunity to do that. But one of the things that I like about the game of basketball is the development. I have 4 children. 2 of my children are going on to play college basketball. One is already she was at the University of Cincinnati, but she transferred and went to Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. And my youngest, Sierra, is actually going to the University of Michigan. So I'm going to drop her off here in a couple weeks. So we come from a basketball family. My girls actually made me take the job. They was just saying, Dad, what are you going to do?
Yeah, stick around the game, right?
So I'm going to stick around the game and be able to coach and then be able to go, on the weekends or possibly during the week to shoot up to see them because both of them are really not that far away.
Yeah. Coach, congratulations. Now, before we let you go again, is there going to be, summer games? Do you have any more left? Is there some way that people can come watch you all at all?
We actually play tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow in Montgomery County for the little showcase.
Yeah.
And then we will be in Winchester for the shootout. For the college
GRC,
coaches,
yeah.
GRC.
Okay.
So we'll play 3 games on Thursday and then play 2 games on Friday. I don't have it in front of me who we play, but I know that we play 3, 5, and 7 on Thursday and 1 and 4 somewhere in Winchester on those days.
Well, congratulations again on the hire. I know you're excited to get out there, and again, I'm excited about watching this team. I feel like they've been kind of building toward this season, and there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Madison Southern girls basketball fan. Coach, thank you for coming over, and be sure to follow the team up on social media. They got Twitter, X, and they've got Facebook. So stay up to date with all the things they've got going on. I'm sure there's a schedule up online, too, that you can
I'm not sure if the schedule has been released for the upcoming year, but it should be out definitely
fairly soon.
Probably right before school starts.
Okay, good deal. Well, thank you for coming over, Coach. Good luck to you and the Lady Eagles this year. Be sure to be out there covering you all some big games this coming season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Step aside for another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up on another exciting episode here on a Monday night. This is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Back here to wrap things up on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Michael Watkins here with you. I want to say a special thank you to all of our great sponsors. Obviously, Jack Burford Chevrolet, and there is a ton of some great deals right now going on, some great vehicles, especially here inside the shop. I don't know if, Gage, if you can get the shot of the Tahoe or not right here in the other camera angle on it, but man, this brand new 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe, beautiful here inside the showroom. You got the gray exterior, leather black interior. I mean, it's going to be hard to find a nicer vehicle, but there are some beautiful ones out there if you're looking for, an SUV, a new truck, a car. There's a lot of great options here at Jack Burford Chevrolet. So come on by, check them out. They've got some great salesmen. A lot of EKU football players working here. I know Dak Allen, tied in with the EKU football program a couple of years ago. He's a salesman here. There's just some great local people that will work with you to make sure that you get the right number, the right price. Got a cool little vehicle behind us here, too. So come on over, check them out. If you're looking for a new car, truck, SUV, you can check them out here or online at jackburford.com and see the entire inventory here at Jack Burford Chevrolet. Also, a special thank you to the law office of Patrick O'Neill. If you need legal advice, if you've got a question, be sure to give Patrick O'Neill a call. He works all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. His office is located in Jackson. In Breathitt County, it's my hometown. But if you're looking for legal advice on workers' compensation, criminal defense cases, if you need, Social Security, SSI, things like that, give Patrick a call at 606-666-2990. He'll do a great job of working with you and making sure that you are in the right place and you get the legal aid that you are in need of. Also, Nuevo Vallarta, right down the road here on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. If you like Mexican food, you can go nowhere better than Nuevo right here in Richmond, Kentucky. A great sponsor of a lot of the things that we do here with WBON-TV. So be sure to go check them out. And Bishop Small Engine Repair, we're in the heart of mowing season now. You've probably mowed your grass a few times already. But get on over to Bishop's with the grass and, the rain that we have continued to have here in Kentucky. Your mower is going to be worked a lot this summer. And whether it's a new mower or if you need your current mower looked at, Bishop Small Engine Repair on North Estill Avenue in Richmond will be there to take care of you and get the job done. You can look them up online at bishopsmallenginerepair.com. Michael Watkins here with you, folks. And before we kind of go off the air today, we do want to say a special thank you to Gabe Fletcher for coming over, the defensive lineman who joined us last week as a guest on the show. Tonight was a guest host as we interviewed 3 offensive linemen for the EKU football team, Liam Coppinger, Anthony Johns, and Antonio Gaines. Those 3 guys showing off, their personalities. And that's the thing about doing the show this summer with this series we have done now for 3 or 4 years where we talk to these EKU football players. We get to see them off the field where they're out there working and trying to win games for our favorite football team. We get to see them kind of loosen up a bit, show their personality, talk about what they like to do, where they're from, what they're into, things like that, and really showcase them. So be sure to continue to watch us each and every single Monday as we go throughout the summer, and we'll highlight these great local athletes from EKU football. Looking forward to having Coach A.W. Hamilton on soon. Next week, we're going to have Coach Erdman from the EKU track and field team. He'll be coming over to talk about the great season they're having. They're right now in Oregon competing at the NCAA Nationals. So pretty cool event taking place there, and we're hoping that they can bring some awards back from all that. With A.W. Hamilton, Coach Greg Todd, the EKU basketball coaches, portal season is still going on, and I'm excited to talk to these guys about the new players they are bringing in and the returners, which should make for a very special season. And we're kind of in that day and age where you're essentially going to have a new team every single year. So, well, I want to bring them on and talk about, their recruiting process when you're going in the portal, when you're going into the high school ranks and trying to bring on these great special athletes to make their team. And what I've really noticed about what Coach Hamilton has done is he's done a great job of getting players that fit the system. You can find a talented point guard or a shooter or, a big man anywhere, but finding what fits your system and is a need. And when you lose half your team like these guys have done the last year, you've got to go out there and find a lot. And it's kind of special what they have done to make sure they get the right pieces in. I did see over the weekend, George Kibble III, who was the special point guard last year, he was one of the first guys to put his name in the portal. And he just recently, over the last few days, I saw he had committed to Vanderbilt. Potentially, he may never put a Vanderbilt uniform on and play a game for the Commodores, but as of right now, he has committed to Vanderbilt, and I think what I saw on the post was he will sit out the entire season this year as he rehabs that knee injury, and he was a very special player for Coach Hamilton last year. You could tell early on that there was potential that some of these bigger schools were going to come calling. They did. He answered the call. Now he's at Vanderbilt for now. We'll see if he ends up playing for the Commodores, if not this upcoming season, the following season as he recovers from that knee injury. As far as local things go at the high school level, football and basketball things are still going on. There's a lot of camps out there right now that are kind of ramping up. Last couple of weeks we've seen Madison Central have their soccer camp, their basketball camp, girls and boys. The baseball camp wrapped up. EKU football, where they invite hundreds of high school football teams from Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee will come in and compete. And that'll be pretty cool. They crown a champion every single year. I know Central's had some success in that over the last few years, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and see if any of our local teams have success in the 7-on-7 camp. Some other local news I want to get to, Camden Burke, a offensive lineman for Madison Central who I have grown so fond of. He actually was an assistant coach for me this past summer I coached, or this past couple of months I've been coaching my sons' Madison County Youth Football League, and I reached out to Coach Blair and was like, hey, do you have anybody that would be a good assistant coach? He immediately sent me Camden Burke. Camden did not hit it off. He was a great young kid, and he just got an offer to play football at EKU. So I'm hoping it works out for him to have a very successful senior season and that we eventually see him going from Madison Central to repping the maroon and white and playing for EKU. Excited about that, and we'll see how that plays out for Camden during his senior season. I think he's now got 4 or 5 Division I college scholarship offers. EKU was one that I know he was really excited about. That one came in over the weekend. And middle of last week, I think it was last Tuesday, Madison Southern announced the hiring of Tim Kirk now as their head football coach. They had made a hire. That coach, I believe, stepped down, and Coach Kirk, who has been around the program and around Madison County for a very long time, I know he is excited about having that role as the head coach of Madison Southern. A defensive-minded coach. He is great coaching the defense, so excited to see him now take the reins of a football program that returns a lot from last year. And I know Coach Kirk is very excited about being the head coach, having that title at Madison Southern. He will do big things with that program. So be sure to follow along with that. We're hoping to get him on the show soon over the next couple of weeks. So a lot to get to as we go through the summer. Be sure to follow along the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show and WBON-TV as a whole. We're kind of changing things up with how we do things, focusing on, local news, sports. Tomorrow we'll have a Tasty Tuesday segment, an interview with Randy Neely that'll be up, and we'll also have a thing in the morning we'll be going to over at